Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Urvashi and I work as a professional trainer and I provide trainings in front-end development technologies, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, JS, and Redux. Welcome to the 14th video of JavaScript of Let's Crack It with Urvashi series. In today's video, we are going to see a very important concept, that is BOM, Browser Object Model. I have seen some students skip this topic. Even in interviews, this is not asked much directly, but indirectly, questions related to global execution context, window object are asked a lot. Even if you remember in the previous video of this keyword, I have mentioned about the window object and I mentioned like this topic will come later in detail in BOM. So this is what we are going to cover today. We are going to see history object, we are going to see screen object, navigator, and so on and etc. We are going to see all these in today's video. And before we go to the video, don't forget to check out my interview preparation material. I've added the description below, so do check that out. Now let's get to the video. Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to see what is BOM, that is your browser object model. So from the name itself, you will understand it is something that is related to the browser. So your BOM allow us to talk to your browser. So we have some predefined objects and those objects have further properties and methods that will allow us to talk to the browser through JavaScript. For example, if I want to see the version of the browser. So now you can go to settings and check the version of a browser. And at the same time through JavaScript, I can see the version of my browser through this BOM. So this is how we can use this BOM. So there are predefined objects which will allow us to see the information about our browser, users' browsers, and those objects will have further properties and methods that we can use. Now global variables are nothing but the properties of window object. So there is always one main global object that is going to be a window object. So all the variables that we create, all the global variables becomes the properties of window object, and all the global methods becomes the method of window object. So document object is also a property of window object. So document dot, when you write document dot get element by ID. So window dot and without window dot. So both are same. So window is going to be the main global parent object that we have in the JavaScript. We are going to see window object and all the properties and methods we have for this, and further what are the objects like history, screen, navigator that we have, and their methods and properties, and how they allow us to talk to browser through the JavaScript. So let's get to Visual Studio Code. So here I have HTML and BOM. So first thing we have is window object. So window object is nothing but my main global object which is supported by all the browsers. So let's say if I write console.log of window. So here you will see. So let's execute this. So here you will see this is the information that we have in this window. This much of information. All the things that we have in JavaScript inside the document we can write is basically inside this window because it's a main object. So let's say if I'm creating a variable, let's say var x equal to 20. So if I'm creating this variable, now this x is accessible throughout this document because it's a global variable. But if I'm talking about window object, this is an object which is accessible in any .js extension file. If I try to create another JS file, if I try to access their x, I won't be able to access it because this x is defined in this document, and if I have some another document there, it's not defined, so you will not be able to use it. But window object is the main parent global object which is accessible in any .js file. So if I try to write console.log of x, and if I try to write console.log of window.x, so in both the case I will get the same output. The reason is your window object treats all the global variables as its properties. So window is object, so x is a global variable, so it will be treated as its property. So window.x, and this is how we access properties in object. So in the back of your mind, you can consider window something like this. It's an object which will have x as its properties. In the back of your mind, you can consider something like this. So if I refresh, here I can see 2020. So both the values are correct. Now, let's say if I have some method over here. Let's say function add over here. Now if I'm trying to do console.log of let's say 10 plus 20. So here I will get the value. So I can just call this method like this. And if I write this method like window dot add, still I'll be able to access it because window object treats all the global methods as its methods. So if I refresh, I will see output in both the cases. So this is how this window object can be accessed anywhere. Now there are some properties as well. Let's say window dot inner height. So this will return the height of the browser. So if I write console.log of window dot inner width, so this will return the width of the browser. Then I have, okay, let's see the output for these first. So if I refresh, I can see this is the value in pixels of the browser, height and the width. Now let's say I want to open the new window. Let's say console.log of window.open. So I want to open a new window. So if I refresh, here pop-up is blocked. If I enable it, here you can see a new window is opened here. Okay. So now you can open new window like this as well, and you can open a new window through the JavaScript code as well. So that's the difference, that if you, even if you're not using these, your code is going to work fine. But whenever you need it, you can use them. Now next object we have is the screen object. Now these screen objects are the properties of the window, and further they are the objects. That means you can imagine something like this. In the back of your mind, you can imagine screen something like this. We have a lot of objects. We have history that we are going to see. So you can imagine all of it like this. History like this. So all these are going to be the properties of window, but further they are all objects. So this contains information about the user screen. Whenever you want to take the information of the user, means the user, the person who is using your application. So if I write screen.width, so this will return the width of the visitor screen in pixels. So if I refresh, I will get 425, and this is the width 425 in pixels. Now if I write console.log of screen.height, so this will return the height, that is 500 in the pixels. Then if I write console.log of screen dot available width. Now available width return the width of visitor screen in pixel minus the interface features like window, taskbar. And same goes for the console.log of screen dot available width, height, available height. Now available height is again going to be the height of the visitor screen minus interface features like window, taskbar. Like bookmark is one of the window taskbar that we have. Right now there is no taskbar in this page, but if there is, you will get a different value. So right now it's same because there is no taskbar as of now. Now I can have the color depth. Let's say screen dot color depth. So color depth will return the pixel depth of the screen. So color basically bits used in the colors basically. So if it's 24-bit, 32-bit, so accordingly you will get it. So this white color that we have in this UI, it's 24-bit colored. Now this screen is the property of window. So I can write window dot screen, or I can write it directly as well. So you will get the same output in both the cases. Now next object we have is location object. Now location object, again it's a property of the window object. So it can be used to get the current address or URL basically, and to redirect to the browser to a new page. This is basically used, let's say you want to you're working in a UI and you want to, let's say, fetch this part of your URL. So at that time you want to check the location of the current web page. So in that case you can use this location object. So if I write location dot href, so this will return the URL of the current page. And again I can write it like window dot or without it. So if I refresh, I can write this is the path. Now So if I execute this, you can see this is the URL. Now if I write, let's say console.log of location dot hostname. So hostname is going to be my name of the domain. So right now page is not hosted somewhere, so it is giving me blank. But we can execute this in existing application. I'll show you guys later. There we can see the domain name. So if I write location dot path name. So path name is going to be the path and the file name of the current path. So this is going to be this one. Now if I write console.log of, let's say location dot protocol. So protocol is going to be your HTTP, HTTPS file. So web protocol that is being used, which is going to be file in this case. Then we have console.log of location port. So this port is going to return the port number of the server. Right now it's not hosted anywhere in the server, so you will not get it. Now let me open any website, let's say Amazon. So here I can simply open inspect, and here I can just try all of it. Now if I just copy all of it and paste it here one by one. So I'll just remove these. So here you will get location.host in the domain name, which is amazon.in, which is correct. Next is going to be my location.path name, which is going to be this. Now next is going to be the protocol, which has to be HTTPS because it is HTTPS. And last is going to be the port. So definitely no website will reveal the port number of the server, so it's going to be empty. So this is how you can use all of it anywhere in the console of any website. Even if you want to use it for screen window, you can use it. So this is how I can see the location object. Now next we have history object. Now history, we can go back to the history option in the browser, so it will contain information about the history. So if I write, let's say history dot back. Right now in our application there is just one page, so I can't try in this. But I can definitely try this in existing website like Amazon. So let's open that. So here if I open Amazon, here if I go to inspect, if I write, let's say, let me just open something here. Let's say bestsellers. So here I will just write history dot back. So it will automatically go to the previous page. Now if I write history dot forward, so it will automatically go to the next page. So this is how we can use this history object. So let me just comment these for now. Now next we have navigator object. Now this navigator object contains information about the visitor's browser. Let's say I want to write console.log of navigator dot app code. So all these are deprecated for now, but anyways we can see the information. Then we have console.log of navigator dot app name. Then we have console.log of navigator dot app version. So this app code name return the application code name of the browser. Then your app name returns the application name of the browser, and app version returns the version of your browser. So if I execute this, I will get this Mozilla Netscape, and this is the version. Then if I write, let's say if you want to check cookies is enabled or not, anyways you can go to settings and check cookies is enabled or not, or you can directly use your JavaScript here. So it will check for this page cookies enabled or not. If it's true, then it is enabled. If it's false, then it is not enabled. Then we can check the operating system as well. That is the platform. That is going to be navigator.platform. So operating system of the browser. it is going to be Windows 32. Then I can write console.log of navigator.language. Now language is going to be the browser, that is going to be English US. Then we have console.log of navigator.product. Now this product returns the product name of the browser engine, that is going to be Geeko. So these are crossed because they are depreciated, but definitely we can run them and see. So these are the objects we have in the BOM. Now there are few things as well, like pop-up alert. Let's say you want to show alert message. So here you can write window.alert or alert. Wherever you can add this window dot anywhere in the starting. So here let me just write JavaScript in string format like this. So here I will be able to see this JavaScript over here. Now next we have confirm box. Definitely in real time we don't use these. In terms of we actually prefer to go for creating a custom, let's say confirm box. This is actually going to ask the user to confirm something. Let's say please confirm your order, right? So in real time we don't use this browser confirm box. We prefer to go for creating a custom one. So let's say, let me just refresh. So here if user click on OK, then I will get true value. And let's say user click on cancel, then I will get a false value. So this confirm box, you can use this, but we don't generally prefer to use this in real time. Real time we prefer to use the model. We can create a custom one and capture the value accordingly. Now we have prompt box when you want to take the input from the user. So we have prompt, let's say please enter your name. So I will simply do console.log of first name. So if I refresh, I can simply say, let's say I will add name Elena, and if I click on OK, I will get the name. So this is how you can use these. Now you can use this while you are learning something, when you are developing something, just for the check. You want to take user input and just want to check how it works. But in real time, we never take input from the user in prompts. We generally go for the UI part. That is here, that we are going to see in forms, that how you can capture the input of the user and validate, manipulate it accordingly. But this is the part where these are the three things you can use while you are learning, developing. Definitely you can use them, but real time we generally use model and then to take this input from the user. Like confirm box is also input from user. If user click on OK, you will get true, otherwise you will get false. So definitely we can use it. Now next we have very important topic in this, that is going to be timing events. Now timing events is a very important topic. So as we know, JavaScript is a single threaded and a synchronous language. That means it executes line by line and it executes one line at a time. Now timing events, there are two timing events which can make a JavaScript language asynchronous. That means you want to delay the process of something, you want to execute some part after a few seconds. You can do all through it timing events. So there are mainly two events, that is setTimeout and setTimeInterval. So we can use both of these methods. So this is how I can use them. So firstly in HTML, I am going to create a button. Let's say on click of a button, I want to display something after few seconds. So you are going to delay the process. So I'm going to create a button. Here I'm going to say on click is equal to set time out. And here I'm going to mention two things. So this set time out takes two things. First, it takes the function, which is nothing but a callback function. And then it takes the time, which is going to be a millisecond value. So this fun is the one I've just passed. I'm going to create this method in my JavaScript file. So now this fun going to be a callback function. So we have a dedicated video for callbacks. So there you will understand what are callbacks. For now, understand callback is nothing but a method which is passed as an argument in another method. So set timeout is a predefined method in timing events topic. In that, I'm going to pass this fun method, which is something I'm going to create, and comma, you pass the seconds. So this is the millisecond value. 1000 millisecond is equal to 1 second. So definitely if I want to delay the process by 1 second, then I have to give the value in milliseconds. That is 4000. And this is the place I'm going to create this function. Let's say function fun, like this. And here I'm just going to say console.log of, let's say, hello world. So here, when user will click on this button, it will delay the process, let's say delay or display. So user will click on this display button. This part will be executed, but after 4 seconds. So if I just refresh, okay, let me just comment this part. If I refresh, let me click on this button. So when I clicked on this button, after 4 seconds, you will see the value of hello world will come. So after 4 seconds, this part is executed. So I'm delaying the process of the display of this hello world by 4 seconds by using this timing event. So if you want to stop the execution of set time out, I can simply use clear timeout. So for that, I'm going to create a button here. Let's say on click. Is equal to clear timeout. And here I'm going to pass the value. So here we have to pass some value. So here we pass a value which is returned by this. So simply whatever value will be returned from this will be stored in val, and I'm going to pass this val here because I need to mention what I need to stop, because I can use the set timeout more than once in my code. So I need to mention which set timeout you want to clear. So basically if your user click on display, so before this 4 seconds you need to click on clear button, then only it will be stop executing. So if I click on display and I clicked on clear, so you will see if after 4 seconds hello world will not come because I stopped the execution in between. Now we have one more timing event, that is going to be setInterval. So now timeout is something, it is executed once and it stops, or you can just stop it through the clear timeout before your set timeout executes. But in setInterval, it keeps on executed till you stop it. So it works like an infinite time. So this is how we can create, let's say I want to create function, let's say time. So I'm not creating a button here to execute it. So it will be executed on its own. So I will just say var. So it's our choice. You can execute this on click of a button or directly like this as well. So date and say console.log of date over here. Now here I'm going to say set interval, and here I'm going to pass this time method, comma, let's say after every second. So the process that we did for set time interval here, you can do the same process for set time interval here as well. Let's say you can write something like, you can call the set time interval through JavaScript as well. So you can write set timeout, here you can pass fun, and here you can just pass 4000. You can do this process, but the only difference is this will be executed when line number 65 will have to execute. But I'm controlling the process by clicking on this button. That is, till the time user don't click on this button, set timeout will not be executed. So it's your choice that if you want to execute that from there, JavaScript, or on a click of a button. So right now, one I have executed from button click and one I'm executing from here. So you will see both the ways. So set time interval and time, comma, that is the method, that is nothing but a callback method, comma, 1000. So if I refresh, you will see after every second you will see this time is coming. So next question comes, it goes into infinite because it never stops. So you specifically need a method to stop it, that is going to be clear interval. Now here I can just say var time is equal to this, or let's say t equal to this. Whatever the value is going to be returned from here, I'm going to create a button here. Let's say on click is equal to clear interval, and here I'm going to pass this t. Now definitely this t is accessible here because both the files are linked. So now if I refresh, if I see this is keep on going on, if I click on stop, you will see after 3 values it stopped executing. So this is how you can use this set timeout and set time interval. This is more like, comes under your asynchronous programming as well, because you're able to delay the process or something in JavaScript, because JavaScript by default is a single threaded and a synchronous language. And if you want to delay the process, you are using timing events. Again, in ES6, we are going to see in detail about topics like asynchronous programming. We'll see all of it in detail, how we can delay the process. This is the predefined method like set timeout, set time interval, which is allowing us to delay the process. But let's say if I want to delay the process of predefined method, we can do that as well. So this is how we can use BOM in JavaScript. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my content useful, if you like this video useful on WOM, do share it with your friends, working professionals, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.